The shogun was so impressed with Naotaka's performance at Osaka that he was raised above his older brother and made head of the family. To show his gratitude for the luck Tama had given him, Naotaka repaired the temple at Gotokuji, provided rice from his personal stocks, and adopted Gotokuji as his family cemetery. Jules Verne is one of the first and most important science fiction writers. In the late 1860s and 70s, Jules Verne was sending his readers on journeys to the center of the earth, or many leagues down to the bottom of the sea. Jules Verne spent his final years here in Amiens after he was shot in the foot by a nephew and was left unable to travel. He died in 1905 and was laid to rest here in the cemetery of the Madeleine. His former prison is now a shrine filled with Rizal's original writings, drawings, and sculptures, as well as one bullet-scored vertebrae. On December 30th of 1896, Jose Rizal was marched out of Fort Santiago and through the walled city of Intramuros to a parade ground called Bagumbayan. There, Rizal was executed by firing squad. After his execution, Rizal's body was taken to nearby Paco Cemetery and buried in an unmarked grave to keep it from becoming a focal point for the revolution. Going back to New York, we're in Westchester. Nobody likes Westchester. Upstaters call it downstate, downstaters call it upstate. It's one of the biggest disagreements in the Empire State. If you're in Westchester, you're either stuck on a highway going to New York City or stuck on a highway leaving New York City. That seems to be true for aliens as well. In 1983, an illuminated flying boomerang the size of a town was seen by so many people that the entire Taconic Parkway was a parking lot of stopped cars and witnesses. Well, today I got my wish. I had lunch with the Jersey Devil. Welcome to Lucille's Country Kitchen. This little diner sits at the intersection of two long, empty highways that run through the Pine Barrens. Lucille's boasts something that no other diner in the Pine Barrens can claim. Out front was the draw, a life-size or even possibly larger-than-life chainsaw sculpture of the monster. If you're traveling through the heart of the Pine Barrens, make sure you stop by and say hello. When Lester screamed and went underwater, his friends thought he had a seizure and ran for help. A crowd of people assembled on the shore. Stanley Fisher stripped off his clothes and plunged into the water. He was a young businessman that had come with his fiancée to see what all the fuss was about. Stanley found Lester's body almost immediately, but he had no idea he was not alone. Stanley was trying to steal food from an apex predator. It has everything you would expect to see on mansion grounds. There are statues, there is art, there are lush gardens. There is a door to nowhere. Rounding a corner, I noticed an unusual sight off the side of the road. This was followed by an ominous sign. Then came the majestic view of a golden field full of elk. Long ago, a dairy farm had filled this lot with a non-native grass species. No trace of the farm remains except for this field of grass that is a delicacy to the Roosevelt elk. Hugging an elk seemed like a bad idea, so I continued on.